don't see people standing up pouring anymore.
Oh yeah, some are sitting down pouring.
Okay, if everybody has their apple juice, I'm going to have to comment here.
Speak up a little bit.
Yeah, okay. My sister is really brave. She asked me to say a few words, even though she knows that I teach at Texas A&M, and when that comes to talking at A&M, 50 minutes is the minimum amount. So she's watching her watch. Actually, my wife edited things a bit, cut out all the good parts. So if you really want to know about Sheila, come talk to me afterwards. Okay, well, Roger's pretty brave also. He's known Sheila for a fair length of time, and he's still willing to marry her. That shows, well, we'll call it bravery for the moment.
Thick height.
We'll call it bravery for the moment. They are really suited for each other. Sheila practically never answers her cell phone, so when I try to call her, I try the cell phone, I try the house phone, then I try Roger. And I asked Roger if Sheila's around, and he says, certainly she's round.
I rescind the request.
But you know, if you're an unbiased observer, you'd have to say Roger's pretty round also.
I don't deny it.
Okay. Well, as I said, Roger is brave, certainly. But he may also be just a little slow in grasping the reality of the situation. But he's not the only one. I can remember many, many circumstances, but one that always stuck in my mind was a picnic many, many years ago when Sheila and I were both in school in Kelso. We were out on a picnic blanket, and Sheila spent the whole afternoon batting at her head because of some fly that was bugging her or whatever. She never did realize that I was pulling individual hairs in her ponytail. So they have a degree of compatibility there that I think is admirable. But the real key is love, and that is obvious. It has been obvious for a very long time. It was not very long after they met that Sheila brought Roger down to College Station, or Brian, to show him off to the family. So
She didn't bring him down. I told her to take me down.
Oh, well, in any case, it was obvious right then, I mean, early on, that they were really meant for each other. So it's been a real pleasure to watch them for these years.
Yeah,
So-
even after all the warnings.
Yeah, well, we tried to warn you, but as I said, you're a little slow sometimes. Okay, so let's all of us wish them the very best now and for years to come. Please join me in toasting to the future happiness of Roger and Sheila.
Thank you.
Not bad, orange. I'm sorry. Orange is the yellow one. You only see the mess I made up here already.
You want to hear? Yeah. Hang on. We got another bell ringer up here.
This ought to be good.
Yeah, this guy can talk. If you think a woman can talk, you haven't heard him.
This is Charlie Brown out of cartoons.
The dog Snoopy's outside.
I'd be worth a lot more.
Yeah.
I've known Roger probably 40-some years.
We met in 1973.
There you go. And
Almost 40 years.
we lived in the same neighborhood, basically. And we became friends after a while. The kids were in 4-H and stuff. And of course, that brings the families together more and more. And over the years, we've been doing a lot of things. Roger and I have done things on the farm a little bit, help him out. And we went camping after we went hunting together. Remember when we went turkey hunting?
Yep.
It was no turkeys to get, we didn't get any.
No, we didn't.
We were the turkeys. But it rained, and it rained, and it rained. But we did have fun. We ate good. Richie was there too, weren't you? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one time. Then we went camping another time with some of the local neighbors. Remember when we went to La Crosse? After we got your fifth wheel?
Yep.
What happened?
Somehow or other, the valve on the toilet stuck open. And so the water kept running into the tank and then flooded out over the top of the toilet and flooded the whole unit
We
underneath.
had a major flood in the trailer,
Major crash.
more or less. And that was the first maiden voyage, I think, with the trailer.
But the trailer never
And Joanne didn't think it was
sank.
too funny. We didn't either, because we had to help clean it up too. That was one of the things that happened. We've done things like that. And then, of course, over the years, back and forth, and Roger moved away and down here now. He's made a lot of friends. I see what people around and where he's been and that. So. And we met Sheila, of course, when he brought her up. They're down from Duluth, I guess, at that time. Or would you come up from Texas with us? I don't remember.
We were in Duluth first and then came back.
I think so. I thought you did. Anyway, so they've been at our place a few times and that. We've had some good times. And I see that we'll have a few more sometime, but we ain't gonna stop this year, huh?
Nope.
You came down to us
Too
for a
bad.
change.
Too bad.
You bet.
Won't get no roadkill. But anyway, I know them, and I hope for the next few years, the rest of their life together, they'll have as much fun as they've had prior. In the last 9 years, Roger says, or Sheila says, whichever. So, many more years to come, and we'll give them a little push too. Thank you.
Many more years to come.
That's good.
Before we gotta finish ours. No. Judy was the same.
He does.
Carl says he wants to say something.
He had the whole bottle. He had
This
the
is
whole-
my
he had the whole
baby
bottle.
boy.
He had the whole bottle already.
Yeah, he's had the whole bottle.
She's worried about this, Carl.
60 seconds.
They took away my
He
bottle.
may be Sheila's baby boy, but now he's my baby boy too.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I've known my mom my entire life. She's probably known me about 8 months longer than that. But Mom's a very special lady. I gave her a lot of hard times and I put her through her paces and, well, it takes an extremely special woman to put up with me. To say she loves me, to give me hugs, instead of booting me to the side of the road. Now, regardless, she's special, she's great, she's wonderful, but she does have her faults. Now, that takes an even more special man who can actually put up with those faults. He knows the looks.
I know the tone.
Oh, we don't want to talk about the tone. And the gift he has given me is I now have another middle name. Now, the story is, when I was younger, I'd get in trouble, of course. If it was Carl Matthew, which is my middle name, I knew I was in trouble. She'd break out my brother's middle name, Carl Matthew Rollin. She'd break out my father's middle name, Carl Matthew Rollin Rudolph. Now I get to be Carl Matthew Rollin Rudolph Allen Powner. But I'm very happy for these two. I love these two very much. They're very special people. And I know that they thank you all for being here, and I do too.
Everyone, did you hear that one?
You
I don't
probably
think I can do
won't.
anything that bad.
Yes, you could get married again.
Well, you can continue with your apple juice. And I think we're gonna go cut a cake now so that you can get some sweets with your dessert. For your dessert.